These cars are rare as the proverbial hen's teeth. They sometimes commemorate an anniversary or end the production run of a particular car. They are always jaw-dropping to look at, even if we don't often get to see these rare birds in person. Keep watching to learn more about some of the rarest cars of the past few decades, so when you win the lottery, you'll know what to buy. SSC Ultimate Aero TT. In 2007, a small company in eastern Washington state built the fastest production car of its day. The SSC Ultimate Aero TT hit 257 miles per hour on a back road in the middle of nowhere, a record later broken by the more well-known and far more expensive Bugatti Veyron. The Ultimate Aero TT had 1,183 horsepower and 1,094 pound-feet of torque, and its carbon fiber body weighed only about 2,700 pounds. That's a lot of power for very little weight. It also had a low price for a record-setting supercar, with most selling for less than $500,000. That's a fraction of the cost of a Veyron. Porsche 911 GT1. In the 1990s, the McLaren F1 was dominating GT racing, and big names in German manufacturing were not having it. Porsche needed to build production versions of its GT1 race car, the same year that Mercedes produced the CLK GTR. Mercedes may have swept the GT1 series in 1998, but the race version of the Porsche GT1 took first and second place at Le Mans that year, a prestigious podium. This car only weighed about a ton, and its 6-cylinder twin-turbo engine made 544 horsepower. It had a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 3.7 seconds and a top speed of 192 miles per hour. And while spending just under $1 million for a car you might drive a few miles a year seems steep, examples that make it to auction have recently sold for about $5.5 million. Lamborghini Veneno. Nothing says happy 50th birthday like a car produced in very tiny numbers for extremely high prices. There were 9 Lamborghini Veneno Roadsters built in 2014 and 2015, and 5 coupes. Of those, only 3 were intended to be sold to customers. So really, there are only 3 out there to be bought or sold. When it was produced, the Veneno was one of the most expensive cars in the world. And unlike many cars, its value did not depreciate after the owner took delivery. One example, Roadster number 7, sold at auction in 2019 for $8.9 million. The car is aggressively designed, even for a Lamborghini, with sharp folds and fins from nose to tail. The V12 engine made 740 horsepower and 507 pound-feet of torque, and it could run from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.9 seconds. Koenigsegg 1:1. The Koenigsegg 1:1 carries the goal of its design right in its name, a 1-to-1 ratio between horsepower and curb weight. It was also the first production car, though if there are only 6 produced, that's a fine line, to have a megawatt of power, or 1,341 horsepower. Thus Koenigsegg declared this to be the first megacar. With a car like this, 0 to 60 miles per hour times are infinitesimal, so the company reported its 0 to 400 kilometers per hour time, that's 248 miles per hour, 10 seconds. For the sake of comparison, that's about as fast as a 2019 Honda HR-V getting from 0 to 60 miles per hour. A 1:1 was sold at auction in 2019 for $5 million. This was one of the 25 cars, including an SSC Ultimate Aero TT, seized from the embezzling son of the leader of Equatorial Guinea in 2016. Pagani Zonda Revolution. The Pagani Zonda was a beast, and its racetrack-ready friend, the Zonda R, was even beastlier. So to cap off the run of this hypercar, the Pagani Zonda Revolution debuted in 2013. It shares an 800 horsepower V12 engine with the Zonda R, and it can race from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. It certainly helps that the body weighs only 2,359 pounds. As with most supercars, the interior is built for one purpose: to drive very, very quickly. The heavily bolstered racing-style seats are carbon fiber and Alcantara with 5-point harnesses. The steering wheel and dashboard are more like an airplane cockpit than a luxury car interior, with toggles and switches and gauges rather than a touchscreen. Ferrari P45. Okay, this hardly counts as a production car. But it's hard to get more rare than truly unique. Only one Ferrari P4/5 was built in 2006 for Jim Glickenhaus, a modern-day gentleman racer whose family runs a Wall Street investment firm. The car is a one-off Pininfarina design on top of an unsold Ferrari Enzo chassis, if you can believe there was such a thing lying around at a dealership. The interior was newly designed for the car, sometimes called the Glickenhaus P4/5, but the engine is all Enzo, a 6.0-liter V12. that can carry this car to a top speed of 225 miles per hour, with a 0 to 60 time of 3.1 seconds. And despite all that's new about it, this P4/5 still has the VIN of the Enzo it's built on. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.